Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I can't believe it's already hump day. This week is halfway done. How can this happen? And I'm thrilled to have here one of my absolute favorite Reiki students who has studied with me for a long time and just done some phenomenal things. And that is Veronica Duncan, the owner of Veronica Duncan Healing Arts. Welcome, Veronica.
Hi.
Really happy you're here with us. And I wanted to have Veronica on because there's so many things that she can share about what Reiki has done for her and how it's changed her purpose in life and so much that she can share. But I want to just quickly tell a story. And Veronica, you'll probably remember this. Years ago at a networking event, I gave away a short Reiki treatment. It was like a 45-minute Reiki treatment. And guess who the winner was? Veronica. And when Veronica came to see me, she didn't tell me this, and I didn't know her, but she came to have the treatment, and I did the treatment. And when she got off the table, she just looked at me like, wow, and I can't believe that. And I said, what? And she's like, oh my God, I don't have back pain now. And tell everybody, Veronica, what had happened right before you won this prize.
Well, at the time, I was working as a dog behavioral therapist and trainer, and I was working with a Dalmatian on some lead training, and the dog just ran and jerked my back out.
Hmm.
And usually, the heating pad in a few days helps that, but it had been over a week
Hmm.
by the time I actually got my Reiki treatment from you. And it wasn't helping at all.
Hmm. So when you got off the table, do you remember what you said to me? You're like, oh my God, I don't have pain.
I was so shocked. Like, I was very skeptical. Like, I wasn't sure what Reiki was. I just knew that I was drawn to your energy and your personality. And I was like, oh my gosh, I won something. I don't understand it. But I definitely experienced the power of Reiki that day and walked away amazed, feeling like a miracle had happened because it had. Couldn't explain it, but I was talking about it.
I love that. You know what? When I first had Reiki come into my life too, I had just had an accident, a car accident, and it was really a bad accident. And two, like you, I had Reiki from the wife of a favorite professor of mine who was Reiki level 2, and I couldn't explain it either. I didn't get it, but after she worked on me, I did not take another pain medication because at the
Wow.
emergency room they'd given me pain meds. But I just think that's such a powerful story. For over a week you had been in pain because of this Dalmatian. They are really, really crazy, aren't they, those dogs?
That was very exuberant. Very.
They are hyper, right?
Not as much as Jack Russell's, but yes.
Yeah. And he pulled you down and you were like in pain, but you didn't tell me until you got off the table. And then you're looking at me like, and I thought, oh my God, is she okay? And you said, I can't believe it. And I was like, what? And that's when you said, I don't have pain. Here's what happened. I'd been pulled down by this dog I was training. And, you know, I was in pain for over a week. And now look at me. I mean, I don't have pain. Well, see, here's the thing. I think that Reiki has a way of finding us, because I
Hmm.
definitely, like you, was a skeptic, totally a skeptic, you know, because there are a lot, let's face it, there's a lot of quackery out there.
Yes, there
Yeah,
is.
there is in the medical profession and in people who do any form of natural work, like, Reiki is a method of natural stress and pain relief, but there's a lot of quacks out there. And you've even heard me talk about fakey, flaky Reiki, which are these people, saying they'll teach you Reiki level 1, 2, and 3 in an afternoon. Woo! And it's a money.
Oh, I
Mm-mm,
don't know how that happens.
mm-mm. It doesn't. That's the point.
No.
Then they call me and ask me questions. I'm like, didn't you learn this, and this? No. But Veronica, I remember that so much in your life shifted after you took Reiki. And I wonder if you would just tell us some of the great changes that happened just in
Mm.
the way you felt. You changed businesses. I mean, there's a lot that happened. You even released your marriage.
That was later on for sure, but there was if you remember, a 10-year period where I fell into fear and stopped doing. I didn't go for a mastership until 10 years later. Um, but after the session with you, I thought, you know what? I want to know how to do that for myself. I don't want to have to come see Barnsley every time I get a boo boo or an ache or pain. I want to be able to do this. And when you were talking about your classes, I'm like, that's it. I'm signing up. And Reiki 1 was fantastic. Just doing regular sessions on myself every day. It just helps me. I'm prone to anxiety. I get it from both sides of my DNA spectrum, but it really helps keep me centered, calm. My mind can race to where I can't even pull together a complete thought sometimes, and it really helps me to focus and to do things intentionally rather than just walking around scatterbrained, just kind of fumbling through the day, just getting through it. It is, those are biggies for me because I feel like you can't really accomplish much of anything if you don't have clarity and the confidence to make decisions. So that was huge for me.
That's wonderful. And I see Anita Shaver on here. Good to see you, Anita. Anita is also a Reiki master, and she put that in the comments. And she studied with her teacher for a year and a half. Good, Anita. I'm glad to hear that. That's what you need to do for mastership. Reiki level 1, you all can be done in a weekend, not an afternoon, not a day, a weekend. In my classes, in my trainings, I give people 18 hours of instruction. And so much of that is really going into those things that you want to heal in yourself, because all healing starts with self-healing. All healing starts with self-healing. And there's a real opportunity with Reiki to go in to yourself and find out, what's not working, and bring it to the surface and begin to work with it and let it go. So it's like cleaning out your closet, get that stuff out, get those bell bottoms you wore in the 70s. If you're, old enough to be from the 70s, get that crap out of your closet, right? And put in your closet what you want. So it's this opportunity to, as you pointed out, Veronica, the way I teach it, the way I work with people is to get really clear, about what I want. And I remember when I sent you a message about mastership, and mastership is by invitation only. I remember leaving you a voicemail, and I remember you calling me back. Now, I don't know if you remember this, but you were like, do you really think I should become a master? And I wouldn't call you unless I thought you were meant. And then you went for it.
I did. At the time of my life when you contacted me, Barnsley, it was very pivotal in my life. And I know you didn't know that at the time. You just probably felt.
I felt it.
Yeah, the universe drawing you towards me. But I was struggling with my life path, and I knew that it was supposed to be a nurturing, healing route, and it was just an affirmation for me that Reiki was that. And we also do healing through the arts, which is another passion of mine.
Yes, you're super creative and super artistic. So I love that you're bringing the art and Reiki together in your business, and it's a new business.
It is. It's new. It's something that I have done in the past years, and things hadn't quite worked out. There was COVID, which put a big damper on these things. But yeah, here we go.
Here you go. And you have office space in Hillsborough, North Carolina, right?
I do. I have the healing space and right across the street is the art studio. So they're separate entities. Each one has different energies, but also has the healing powers. So right across the street.
I love that. I love that. And I love that you're going after the things that most make you happy and that make you feel alive. Because we need to in life, we need to go for what makes us feel alive. And I just have to say, that 10-year hiatus, when you had done Reiki 1 and 2, right? And then you took 10 years. And as you said, you fell into fear because you weren't doing that Reiki self-treatment on yourself daily or regularly. I mean, you don't have to do it daily. I do. I have for 30 years. Like, actually, now it's 31 years. I've done it daily since, gosh, wow, what was it, 1992? So it is 31 years. And Reiki has that cumulative effect, as you pointed out, like when you have anxiety, your anxiety is going to be better, but the more Reiki you do on yourself, the better it's going to get, right? The more it's going to
Absolutely.
decrease.
Absolutely. I think a more powerful thing to talk about is like what happens when I don't do it on a regular basis. Like when I
Yeah.
go a 2, 3, 5 day stretch, and it's like I'm just like, oh, my mind is all over the place. I am short tempered. It's like all of those negative ways of being creep back into your daily life, and it's like, oh yeah, let me get back to my Reiki. It's
It's
very
sad when your
powerful.
family member says, or your friend says, have you done your Reiki treatment? My daughter
Oh
will say
yeah.
that sometimes, she'll be like, Mom, have you done your Reiki treatment? Maybe you need to do a little more Reiki today. But now that you mentioned that, Veronica, I'm so glad you said that, because today I was just feeling like a little off today. There was a really busy day, but I was feeling a little off. And I just realized, of course I was, because I didn't do my full Reiki treatment. I just did a few positions on my head because I had a presentation to do super early, and I kind of slept too long. And then I was like, oh God. So I didn't have time to do my full Reiki treatment, which, by the way, with mastership takes about 20-25 minutes. It's not that long at all. Um, you know, and now I realize, oh, that's why. And actually, just talking with you when we did our little Reiki affirmation before we even came on, I just felt my heart just open, like it's home. It's home. And we don't have to feel bad. We don't have to feel irritable. We don't have to feel anxious, as you pointed out. We can have a tool to use the rest of our life,
And you don't have to believe in it, and you don't
Well,
have
that's a
to.
good point.
You don't have to understand it.
Yeah. You certainly didn't when you came and you got on that
Ah,
toilet the
nope,
first time, and you
nope.
got off and you were like, yeah, no pain after that dog had pulled you down. I mean, that kind of stuff, those are results. And I like that you point out we don't have to understand it. I mean, there are physiological explanations, like, for
Yes.
example, Reiki, because it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system, right? And actually relaxes the vagal nerve or vagus nerve. It does help with your body's communication. Your body can function better, and it relaxes you. It actually can bring down cortisol levels and relax you naturally. So those things are documented, and there's research out there, and it's used in so many hospitals, including right down the road, Duke. Also, I've taught tons of nurses at UNC hospital. So it's used, it's used in actually many, many hospitals all over the world, and not little tiny hospitals, and used in a lot of integrative health programs as well. But what I love is that it does allow you, like you pointed out, Veronica, it lets you, you don't need to come to me, pay me, set up an appointment, drive here, get on the table, then, all of that. That's a lot to go through to get some healing. You have it right where in your hand,
Yeah.
But
it's, just taking that time out of the busy day, sometimes making that appointment and, paying that money and making that time out of your day works for you, because sometimes I can just get so busy in my everyday life that I am like, it's easy to ignore it unless I actually cut that and carve that time out. So
why
that's why I'm very
in the
excited about having
morning.
this specific space downtown where I can just retreat to and make sure I stay on top of myself as well.
I love that. That is one of the reasons I do Reiki before I get up, before my feet even hit the floor in the morning. Before I even brush my teeth, I'm doing Reiki, because I know if I don't do it then, it ain't gonna happen.
That's a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
First thing, even before coffee.
Yeah, even before coffee. I mean, to give yourself that time. And plus, it's just such a nice thing to do when you're transitioning from sleep, and then you're transitioning to getting out of bed and starting your day. It gives you a transition so that you can get your mind and your body and your spirit in a good place, and hit the floor with your feet, excited for the day, and not in a place of worry or dread or anxiety. So many people are riddled with anxiety now. It's an epidemic, isn't it?
It is. Do you remember that old saying where it's like, oh, if somebody's kind of cranky, kind of not themselves, and people say, oh, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Mm-hmm. You remember this?
Yeah.
Well, it's like with Reiki, you're guaranteed to wake up on the right side of the bed.
I love that. Great. You should put that in your marketing for your business. You are guaranteed to wake up on the right side of the bed. And by the way, we had somebody checking in from Indonesia. Hi there. Glad you're here. That's lovely. And we had Karen Barbie, who said, hi, Veronica. Way to go. So
hi, Karen.
Comments. Thank you all for making comments. And we really want to ask that you share this, because how many people do you know who have anxiety, who could benefit from Reiki? Just like Veronica shared how much it has helped her with anxiety. And also, how many people need to know that I have ongoing Reiki trainings they can come and take, and they can go get engaged with Veronica's art therapy and the healing arts, because I very rarely, Veronica, you know this, I very rarely do one-on-one Reiki with people anymore, because I very rarely do. I mean, for loved ones and for people who call for distant Reiki, yes, but I very rarely do it one-on-one, because I'm committed to the teaching. And I feel that I can make such a bigger impact with the teaching, because it goes out and it impacts everybody in that person's realm, right? So that's why I'm focused on that. But you do the individual treatments, yes?
I do. I do. And I am not currently offering classes. I mean, I may feel led to do that down the road, but right now it's individual sessions.
And I see you actually incorporating it with your art therapy that you do with people, your artwork that you do with people to help them release. I mean, I think you're going to find these two go so well together. So there may be a Reiki and art class coming or something like that. That wouldn't be a certification, you know what I mean? But it would be an experience for them. You could be doing a group Reiki session on them while they're doing art. I mean, there are all sorts of things you could do. So what would you say? I really appreciate your time, and we've got just a few more minutes. What would you say to someone who's like, well, I don't understand this stuff. I don't believe in it. Whatever. I don't believe in it. What would you say to them about learning Reiki, about training in Reiki?
Well, I think the people who are seeking to better themselves, to grow personally, just to be a better human, or to discover things inside themselves that they haven't really consciously discovered yet, like their creativeness, or why are they here, like what is your gift, what is your purpose. And I think if people see value in it, why not try it? You don't have to believe in it,
and it'll still work even if they don't believe in it.
Right.
It can still work for them. They don't have to believe in it. It's not a religion. It's not a dogma.
That's what I love about Reiki. I think this is why I was guided to this vehicle of healing, is that it doesn't have that label. Any and everyone's welcome, of all beliefs, of all religions,
Mhm.
of you know, everybody still has their own individual beliefs in religion, but this is where everybody can just come together and just heal.
Yeah, and heal without, heal in a safe environment, but also learn a tool that can be used forever in their life,
Yes.
and not just on us. I mean, we obviously we want to use it on ourselves. That's where the healing starts, but we can also use it on our pets. We can use it on our food. We can use it on our marketing materials of business. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so many things that this can be used for, to send out positive energy in the world. And our world needs positive energy, which is one of the reasons I started doing these interviews of my beautiful students, everybody, because like Veronica, because our world needs positive energy. And I think there are a lot of people who've lost hope, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure you have at some point in your life.
Well, I can tell you, well, I think I've always found the way through things.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've always, because I've just always been committed to finding the gift in whatever the circumstance is, and I don't see myself as a victim, but just a lot of people have lost hope. I think a lot of people don't have a real clear purpose, and purpose is a savior. Purpose,
Mm-hmm.
knowing your purpose and being clear on that, and having a business venture and a business adventure like you do, is very motivating, isn't it?
I tell you, Barnsley, the day that I had the revelation of what I'm supposed to be doing in this realm, it was the most exciting, most relieving thing. If everybody's like, "Oh, get clear," and then you know what to do. It's like it was the whole getting clear part. Until you know in your mind, body, and soul what you should be up to, what you are going to be up to. It's going through life is very much like being on a hamster wheel. It can drive you insane.
Yeah.
Year after year, year after year, you're like, oh, New Year's. It's just that same old, same old.
And getting clear, which you have done, and going for it is something that, in my business coaching, because I do Reiki, which is the fastest way to release the mindset issues that I've ever
Mm-hmm.
found, to get someone ready to find their purpose, right? And then on my side of coaching, business coaching with people, we implement, but the mindset has to be right first, because if their mindset isn't right, they'll never implement the strategies. you
True.
know so
That's so
Reiki,
true.
I see Reiki as going hand in hand with business. It's very powerful for business owners, in fact, um, because that way you clarify, what
Mm-hmm.
you're up to in the world, and you'll clarify what you're here for. What is your soul here for? This is a question I would ask everyone who's on here and who's going to watch this in the future. What is your soul here for? Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
And what parts of your subconscious are sabotaging your mission? Like fear, the fear you
Yeah.
mentioned earlier. And, fear will stop us in our tracks sometimes. It'll
So
just
true.
stop us in our tracks. I think it's really cool. And I know I told you this before, but I think I wouldn't say it on here publicly. I think it's really cool that in spite of that 10-year difference, or that 10-year gap between when you did Reiki 1 and 2 and when you came to mastership,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you still went for it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people would have just allowed themselves just to keep going further and further and further away from whatever it was that brought them joy, right? But you
Right.
came back. You came
I
back
did.
to it. And now you've made it even more public, because you've got your places in Hillsborough. You've got Veronica Duncan Healing Arts. So I'm really happy for you. That makes me really happy to see you doing the thing that makes your heart sing, that gives you energy, that
My
is
life
most.
song. Yes.
It's your life song, and it
Yeah.
becomes other people's song. It's a song that you're singing to others through your art and through your presence. And oh, and I'm getting chills as I say this. I always say to you all that you are a light. You are a light. And so everywhere you go in your business, everywhere you go in your family, everywhere you go to a grocery store, guess what? You're bringing that energy to people, that energy of love. And as Mrs. Takata said, the first woman Reiki master, she said, Reiki is God's love in its purest form. And
Mm-hmm.
you are bringing that here. You are expressing that here on the planet. And in this time when we have so much, in terms of shootings and hatred, this is so important that you're doing the thing you're here to do, that has to do with positive energy that gives support and healing to people, that is constructive rather than destructive,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So, Veronica, tell everybody, how can they get in touch with you? What is your website? I'll put it in the comments. What's your website?
The website is under construction. It's
Under
going to be
construction.
veronicaduncan.com or veronicaduncanhealingarts.com. And you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram and track our progress at Veronica Duncan Healing Arts. And
You have some classes, etc., listed up there on your Facebook.
have any
Classes?
We are planning those right
We're
now.
working on it.
Yeah.
Because literally, you just started this. Like, you just got into your space, right?
Well, I've been there for about a month, and I've been
Okay.
doing Reiki sessions for friends and family. But we are now officially taking Reiki sessions and booking those, and I'm also still doing private art parties and things like that. But we will soon. I have a wonderful marketing gal who's helping me, frankly, Jill, and she is helping me organize all of the marketing efforts. And very soon we will be exploding, and we are scheduling our grand opening for the summer.
I love it. So I love did everybody hear this? It's not had a grand opening yet, Veronica. This is just so you know, that's why things are under construction. And you just got in there last month, and so everyone, please go and go to Veronica Duncan Healing Arts on Facebook and like it, and keep looking there, and look for those things that Veronica is going to be creating. Yeah, your art parties are awesome. I know I've heard you talk about this so many times. I love that, because you can go mobile to a group and do an art party with them. And now you could do like a group healing experience with them. I just keep hearing that. That's why I'm saying it. Oh, Veronica, I should ask you, what would you say to people who are thinking about me being their Reiki master? Because I'm really clear, I'm not for everybody, right? I am not for everybody, and that's okay.
I don't know. I just think that you put a unique spin on it. Like, you really touch on some of the personal things that help us to grow individually and personally as students. And I think that you're just fun. Like, you have ways of teaching things that aren't like just like textbook. You will take us outside, and you'll experience this and experience that. And but I chose you for all three of my levels, and I'm very glad I did so.
Oh,
Yeah.
I really believe in experiential learning. And when we experience something, and, it changes us and we remember it better, it sticks with us
I
better.
think so too.
And one thing I will say is, like, the coolest people come to my classes, truthfully. The best people, like Veronica, these people who are just so interesting and amazing. And the classes become really close because it's a soul group. And people share things that they've perhaps never shared with anybody there. And it's a safe place to bring forward whatever needs to be dealt with. in your life at that moment so that you can release it, let go of that pain, whatever the pain is, or the trauma, or the worry, the concern. You can let it go, and then you come out of Reiki 1 so much lighter. And then
Mm-hmm.
go on to Reiki 2, you come out so much lighter. And then you come out of Reiki Mastership and you start a business like Veronica. And you know, seriously, it's a beautiful, beautiful evolution. So I just congratulate you, Veronica. I love you so much. I'm
Thank
so
you. I love you
proud of
too.
you, proud of what you're doing. And I know that what you shared today about your anxiety, I appreciate you being real about that, and sharing how Reiki has really helped with that. I know it's not easy
Mm-hmm.
to share things like that, but you did it in service to others because it is an epidemic, and you shared other things that will really change and help people. So I really appreciate you. Everybody, go to Veronica Duncan Healing Arts on Facebook now and like it. And also, would you please comment here? What's your soul wanting to do? What's your mission? Comment, put it in the comments, share it with us so we can hold it in this loving
Mm-hmm.
energy. We can support you in that. Everybody who's watching, and also please share this with someone you know who has anxiety. Share it with
Mm-hmm.
someone you know who doesn't know what their purpose is. Share this, give it to someone and be of service. We really want these interviews, to be something that will go and impact somebody's life positively. So, with much love, everybody, share, be happy, be joyful, and count your many blessings. And as we say in Reiki, just for today, I will accept my many blessings. And
Mm-hmm.
Veronica, you're one of them.
Thank you, Barnsley, so much.
All right, lots of love. Bye, everybody. Love to you all too.
Bye.